What is up, guys? Euclid back here with you again, and today we're going to be doing a reaction video for the upcoming Halo Wars 2 DLC, Awakening the Nightmare. Now, I've already seen images and stuff like that. I know the general consensus for what it is, but basically, the Flood are finally making their return to the canon of the Halo saga, and basically, there's going to be two things that they're represented as. Number one, they're going to be in a Flood survival mode where you fight at basically an endless horde of Flood combat and infection forms, and apparently, there's going to be some other stuff as well, but I haven't heard too much on that. But I've just been told I should definitely check it out. As well, there should be some gameplay that's available as well. But let's go ahead and get started with the trailer. Here we go. Green ambience. Jirohane. Oh! Infection forms.
I told you not to go inside.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Was that it? Holy hell. Okay. Well, that was fair enough, fun enough. We'll talk about that here in a second. We're going to go ahead and jump into the gameplay that's supposedly been previewed as well. So 1 second. Okay, now this is actually going to be some gameplay that's been revealed. There's been a few clips of it. It should be the same one because they all seem to be around the same length. So we're going to take a look at this. It's supposed to actually feature the Flood for the survival mode. Let's check it out. 343 Industries, Halo Wars 2, Awakening the Nightmare. PRB roll.
Ready to leap into battle.
Okay. It's like a defense mode.
Shall escape my wrath.
Oh, okay. I recognize combat forms when I see them. Reap more of me!
Wave approach.
Yes!
Back here.
Missed my sword, Crazy Arbiter. That is a fucking juggernaut. They have brought the juggernaut into Halo. Look at that. Whoa. Well, that was short. It is a teaser after all. That was crazy. Let's go back and look at that for a second. Yeah, that's obviously... Look at that. Look at all those infection forms. That is ridiculous.
Excuse me, coming through.
So I guess your job is to just hold them off or something. Try to keep them from advancing, maybe? Oh, I can't wait to play as Reap More of Me. Oh my god. That's awesome. Nice. You can see him moving in with his swords. Now, he doesn't seem to do the same kind of run. He still holds his swords kind of like one to the side, one behind him and everything. He's a sword master, essentially. It's what he plays as when you control him as a unit, so that's pretty cool. But that's not what this is about. This is about Awakening the Nightmare. So, there are some things that people are pretty upset about within the community. Basically, people are upset that the DLC, and not everybody is, because I don't really care enough to get mad about it, because I'm obviously going to buy it. But this DLC, Awakening the Nightmare, is not included in the, basically the Season Pass. I paid for the Season Pass. The only thing that I'm upset about, to get it out of the way, is that this game is not on Steam yet. Because I bought it for PC, for the ability to play with mouse and keyboard and everything else, and that's another story. But as far as Awakening the Nightmare goes, I think the one thing I like about it the most is that we haven't seen the Flood in a game like this, and it's actually going to be in the campaign, and all this is canon. So the Flood are actually making their way back into the story. Now there's a few things you can look at back in that previous trailer and everything else. Whatever they were into, wherever they were going, that was either a Forerunner or a Covenant structure, but my guess is, I'm sure, and I've seen it, people talking about it and stuff like that, so I didn't fully get to experience all this, you know, for the first time, because I've seen a shitload of pictures, videos everywhere, people talking about it. I tried to stay offline, but the point is that I think they went to High Charity. I think they went to the remains of High Charity. They found what was left of the biomass, and they went inside. And that's what I'm seeing there. That's what I feel like is being depicted. And that's awesome, because even if it's not the same one, even if it's a different Gravemind, it still seems like they've advanced. Because if they've got Juggernaut units, if they've got their massive amounts of units and everything else, but that swarm, that's something that I really like to see, to fight that with your limited resources, and you're going to try and build walls to hold the horde back and everything else. That's cool as hell. And the Juggernaut's obviously there to try and bust down the walls and everything, so kind of like their equivalent of a siege ram. So to kind of see that, to see like you have to hold them off, take out the Juggernauts, and then that way it gives you time. They'll probably send one every now and then periodically. So I'm pretty excited to see that. I cannot wait to play survival mode. But what honestly I'm most excited about, to be honest with you, is the Banished campaign. And what I'm hoping is, obviously it's more Jiralhanae focused. It's more focused on the brutes and everything. I get that part. But what I'm really excited about is to see, like, I want to see, I know, I keep bringing it back to it because it's not really about Letvalir, but he was only in one cutscene. And he looked fucking cool, like his armor and everything and all that other stuff, but I want to see his characteristics. I want to see if there's going to be some kind of rivalry between him and Atriox if they get uneasy, because the Enduring Conviction's been destroyed. How is that going to play into it? Why did they go to High Charity or wherever it was? I told you not to go inside. He knows what that place is, and it's got to be High Charity. Where else would it be? That, or was another structure, but I mean, it looked like it. And then when those brutes, when those 3 Jiralhanae were in the middle, if you look at the way that's built, that doesn't look Forerunner. The way that all those different side angles and all the different shapes and like the almost cubed off sections to form like what looks like an old gravity lift or something, or some kind of council chamber. Whatever it is, though, it looked Covenant, and that's what I feel from it, because you go back to it. Now, as far as its gameplay goes, I really like the different wall designs for the humans and the Covenant.
Ready to leap into battle.
So there you go. You got your Covenant walls, and the Covenant walls have the things above them, and then they're shielding.
Good. Shall it?
What was that right there? Let's go back real quick. When do you want to select it? Needler Caltops. Okay, Needler ammo litter the ground, slowing and damaging. Okay. Anything? Oh, go back. That passes. So that's just basically to fuck them up if they try to go between the two. Cyclops, and they're just kind of using their artillery to try and wither them down. There's Reaper again. I like how he kind of runs with one sword in front of him and everything else. I love when he ran and he put both swords behind him. But right there, yeah, that's... Is that the Huragok moaning? It sounds like a Huragok, but that almost like it could be the Juggernaut. Anyways, what I'm excited most to see, of course I'm excited for survival, Flood Survival Horde, but to see the Banished campaign of it all. And a lot of people are saying there's only 2 Banished campaign missions. And I'm a little, seems a little unclear about that. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so yeah, I went on to HaloWaypoint.com and everything else. Full Banished campaign. Turning to Xbox Live Daily, sounds we're getting a full campaign for the Banished with them fighting the Flood. I don't know if this is just 2 missions, but it looks awesome. The Gravemind is back, baby. Yes, everybody's talking about it. Everybody's excited about it. I hope that the Gravemind is there, because that sounded like Atriox, but it really makes you want to believe that it was the Gravemind. Carried almost like the Gravemind's voice, but I think that was just an echoey version of Atriox saying, you fucked up, you shouldn't have went there. I like to see that. So how's the Jiralhanae gonna hold it? Because that one Jiralhanae was terrified. He dropped his spiker rifle. He was like, oh my god. So yeah, he definitely got screwed over. So we're gonna see a lot of we're gonna see the Flood coming back into the story finally, and I can't tell you how fucking excited I am for that, just to finally see the Flood coming back into the canon. So I can tell you, I can name a bunch of people off my hand right now that are probably shitting their pants at this news, but it's incredible, guys. I'm so excited for this. Again, I wish it was on the season pass too. Now I can tell you right now that sure, people are going to complain. I'm just going to get it. I'm glad that the Flood are back. I'm glad to see a Banished campaign. And they're still not done releasing content for what's, the regular season pass. Reaper Mormy's coming back. Spartan, Jerome's, the Spartan 2, who's actually Cutter's hero unit, he's going to have his own, tech tree. He's going to be a leader unit now. And there's already said to be 2 more Banished leaders coming up in the future. And we don't know if that's it. This is a DLC heavy game, and I am really loving what I'm seeing coming out with the game. So some people are unhappy with it. I agree on some of that stuff, but I'm really happy to see this coming out. So guys, What the hell do you think about the Flood coming back into Halo? What do you think about them returning to the canon? And how do you feel about the Banished getting their own campaign? Would have been cool to have a Covenant campaign back in Halo Wars 1, but this would fit more because you've got two sides who aren't really out to dominate each other. They're just... Aatrox needs the Ark, and he's trying to gain the power of the Ark. I don't think it's an Activate Halo type deal. I think he's just trying to do that. And how's it going to fit in the future? Like, is Aatrox going to survive? Is the Banished going to survive? Is this Jorulhane Sanheili technology tree combined juggernaut of a, you know, it's almost like the Chaos Marines being worse than, you know, the regular, the Chaos Marines being worse than the regular, you know, troops and stuff in Warhammer and everything else. I don't know much about it, but it's like the equivalent. It's like the Banished or worse. How are they going to deal with it? And will they be able to confront Cortana and the Created in the future? Hard to tell. I'd just like to see everybody team up on them and kick their ass. But that's another time for another... That's another story for another time. Anyway, so let's move on with that. If you liked the video, feel free to hit like. If you did not, dislike. And let me know in the comments how you feel about it. What do you think we're going to get in the future? Forgive the glasses. Forgive the tired voice. Forgive everything. I just got off work and I am exhausted. So without further ado, guys, that was my reaction. And how did you feel when you first watched it? And if you guys want to see more videos by me in the future, especially Halo related, feel free to subscribe. But until next time, I am Euclid. This has been Halo Wars 2, Awakening the Nightmare teaser trailer. And I'll see all you Halo loving fans in the next video. See you later.